Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. We've got a packed show today. Skip, Shannon, let's get to it.
Good morning, fellas.
Oh, you decided to wear blue like Ebony, huh?
We called each other.
I know.
Twinsies.
That's okay.
Yeah, we figured it
Beat
out.
both of you.
Yeah.
Beat you down on Friday, go beat Ebony down and you down today.
You feeling paranoid? You should.
Nah.
How are you?
Good. We good.
Yeah, here we
Ebony,
go.
how you doing, Ebony?
I'm lovely.
Had a great
Monday
weekend,
morning.
had a nice dinner.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
What's wrong with you, Skip?
All right, fellas, we're going to start this morning with LeBron James. Now, he definitely knows how to make an entrance. Bron showed up at Lakers Summer League game yesterday to a standing ovation. Then he sat courtside wearing purple and gold Lakers shorts. He also hugged his new teammate, Brandon Ingram, and even chatted with Ty Lue after the game. Now, LeBron's new boss, Magic Johnson, was full of compliments for the King, calling him, quote, the greatest leader in sports. Huge statement. Shannon Sharp, do you agree with that?
LeBron James says, I'm out here living my best life. I'm living my best life.
He's
Ain't worried about you, suckers.
He's looking oddly skinny to me.
No, he's not. Stop saying that.
I don't know why. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
I would have to agree with Magic, although leadership is something that's very, very hard to quantify. And people, you fall into two camps maybe. If you like Jordan and Kobe's leadership style, some people, Skip, is that they ride you, kick you in the butt.
That's true.
Some guys pick you up, bring you along, says, guys, I'm going to really need you today. I'm going to get you, especially in basketball, I'm going to try and get you involved. But I'm going to take Magic Johnson at his word. Magic Johnson was one of the all-time great leaders in pro sports history. Obviously, to become the entrepreneur and the businessman that he did, obviously he had to become a great leader outside of the realm of sports.
He did.
So he knows what a great leader, both in basketball and in the business world, would equate to. I think what makes LeBron such a great leader, Skip, is that, and I'm sure Tom Brady, you can throw his name into this hat, but what separates Bron, I think, is that we knew what he was able to do for 7 years in Cleveland. Then he takes his show on the road and goes to Miami, and he's also a great leader there. Goes to 4 straight finals, 2 finals, wins 2 of them, 2 MVPs. Goes back to Cleveland, goes to 4 more finals, wins another title. So we've seen it over the course of his body of work over 15 years, him be a great leader in a lot of different locations. We have yet to see what type of leader Tom Brady would be, Skip, if he's not in New England, if he doesn't have Coach Belichick. I think you have to weigh those into the mix because we've only seen him at one locale. We've only seen him with one head coach, basically with one owner. Where LeBron James has moved around, and granted, that's by his own fruition. But you look at what he's been able to accomplish, and you look at some of the teams that he's been able to take places that I do not believe, and a lot of other people do not believe they could have gone without him. It's hard to disagree with what Magic said. Again, leadership is something really, really hard to quantify. But guys and people that are great leaders normally know what another great leader looks like. And if Magic Johnson says this, I'm willing to take Magic at his word.
So, this is a very difficult question for me because you know how much I love me some Magic Johnson. My love for Magic is just barely second to my love for Michael Jordan. And yet, to me, Magic was an even greater leader than Michael was. He wasn't a greater player, but he was a greater leader. And leadership was part and parcel of Magic's greatness.
Right.
You can say he had all these Hall of Famers around. I'm not sure how great that team would have been without him being the driving force, the unifier, the igniter. It was showtime because it was winning time because of that guy, Magic Johnson.
Okay.
So this is difficult for me because in basketball, if we just keep it right in basketball, he's the greatest leader ever. He's your Ray Lewis.
Right.
In a very different package than Ray was. Michael Jordan, to your point, motivated by fear, just by aura, just by he's going to pop Steve Kerr in the mouth in practice if he doesn't like the way he's coming at him.
He's snatching people up.
Yeah, he is. And he's liable to grab you right around your throat in the locker room right before tip-off and say, you will give me 15 points and 7 rebounds or whatever he needs from you. And you're like, yes, sir, I got you. And yet, now let's get back to LeBron James.
Okay.
let's get back to these comments because I can't condemn them, but I will take exception to them. I'm not going to condemn them because they're coming from the mouth of the greatest basketball leader ever. But let's just remember, just for perspective, Magic has to say these things about LeBron now because LeBron is his guy. He's his everything. He's his ticket back to basketball paradise here in Los Angeles. So he has to try to pump up LeBron. He has to try to sell LeBron, even to sell LeBron on himself. Because to me, LeBron does have some leadership deficiencies. And maybe Magic is going to subtly coach those out of him. Maybe there's another level to achieve for LeBron James under Magic in L.A.
Well, Skip, I think everybody has deficiencies. There's no such thing as a perfect leader. There's no such thing as a perfect this or perfect that. But I think when you add the totality of what LeBron has been able to do and where he's been able to do it at 3 different locations, Magic, it's hard for me to believe that Magic Johnson would go so far and to heap so much hyperbole. I believe Magic believes. He didn't have to go all overboard. He could have said, LeBron James is a great player. I'm glad he's a great leader. He didn't have to go this far.
Greatest leader in sports? Wow.
He didn't say sports ever, Skip. He said currently
No, I know.
playing.
I got it. And to this point, it's interesting. If you just look at the NBA, it has recently lost some all-time great leaders. Tim Duncan was an all-time great leader and face of franchise. Right. And Kobe Bryant, in his second incarnation, post-Shaq, he became a Jordan-esque kind of leader. So I'm going to give him an all-time great leadership vote.
And Duncan's leadership was way different than Kobe's.
Way
different than LeBron's.
Different. It was quiet, but it was quietly powerful.
He's an example guy.
I continue to tell you, LeBron James is still the best point guard in basketball. So just by virtue of that, I'm going to give you he's the best floor leader in basketball to this day. And he had obviously an all-time great offensive year last year running the Cavaliers' offense, which revolved around him. But he was the initiator and the finisher of that offense. Mm-hmm. So that's all-time greatness to me on the floor. Okay. But we're talking about transcendent leadership. Right. We're talking about big picture. And before I get to my number one, I'm going to say Dwayne Wade is still an active player. He's an all-time great leader. For my money, Dwayne Wade has been a greater leader than LeBron is. Now, again, he's on his last legs, almost literally. Mm-hmm. So is he disqualified from this conversation? He's still an active NBA player.
No.
Huh?
No.
Okay, so to me, he's a greater leader than LeBron was because he taught LeBron a lot of leadership values when LeBron took his talents to South Beach.
I love how, man, so many people get credit for LeBron's success. Wow.
Wow. Okay, so now let's go to the greatest leader in sports. LeBron James does not belong in the same universe on leadership when it comes to Tom Brady. And you're going to give Belichick some credit for that. But the face of that franchise, the greatest franchise in the NFL, a dynastic franchise, is Tom Brady. And he doesn't just lead the offense, he leads both units. Because I'm going to remind you, during last year's Super Bowl, when Malcolm Butler was torn apart over why am I not in the game, and he's crying on the sideline, did he go to the defensive captain, Devin McCourty? Nope, he went straight to the quarterback. He went to Tom Brady because he wanted Brady to sign off on this. He wanted Brady to try to put this fire out. He wanted Brady to go to Belichick and say, what the hell are we doing here? And whatever transpired on the sideline, I don't know. But that shows you that Brady is the leader of that locker room. And whatever issues they've ever had, he remains the uniter of the locker room. It's a rub-off effect where everybody follows his example. You don't ever hear a peep out of Tom Brady about any negativity in the locker room. And with LeBron, it's a constant barrage of drama king on social media. We hear one thing after another. It's gone on for years. LeBron dropping hints about or suggesting to the media that he just doesn't have enough help. I've never heard a peep out of Tom Brady about not having enough help on offense when he has never had a great group of wideouts.
But see, here, the difference is Tom Brady has never had the power in that organization that LeBron James has had in the organizations in which he's played. Coach Belichick is not going to Tom Brady and saying, what do you think about this move? He's making moves without Tom Brady's knowledge. He doesn't care what Tom Brady. But if you don't mind me asking, Skip.
By the way, to your point, before you finish, How many potential locker room rebellions do you think, how many fires got put out by Tom Brady because Belichick started a fire? He is the good cop and finally the ultimate cop in the locker room because that team has wanted to mutiny on Belichick time and time again. And you don't think the quarterback said, no, we're going to do it his way, follow me, but do it his way.
So what about the point that he's leading the mutiny right now? So that's still leadership, Tom Brady?
Well, I mean, that's all-out war has been declared by the head coach on the quarterback. That's a first.
So let me ask you a question. Is that leadership?
Yeah, I think he's keeping the team together because the team sees what's happening and the team is siding with Brady over Belichick.
Just so if you don't mind
me asking. And I think Belichick's going to be gone before Brady's gone.
So if you don't mind me asking, so Tom Brady's this great leader. I'm not arguing that. So how much of his leadership skill was when he's on that camel's back in Qatar and the team is in OTAs? Is that leadership?
Well, again, I told you, I call this open Cold War right now.
But I'm just saying leadership.
This is new. He's 40 years of age. He's played what? What are we into?
So now we have age limits on leadership. So you can have to fall between what ages? So what's the right age?
I can make a case that is leadership. That's showing the team, I'm still your guy, and we're going to.
Oh, so what he's showing the team is that I'm the guy above the guy. Oh, so that's leadership. Okay, but we'll get back to that. I'll get back. I'll make sure that's duly noted. Put that in my record. Make sure I'm put that in my record right quick.
What's Brady's record? In Super Bowl?
Whoa, Skip. Leadership does not have to do anything with winning, Skip Bayless. So hold on just a second. So when 2 years ago, when the season they started the first 4 games without Tom Brady, who led the team? Because the leader needs to be present. A leader needs to have an aura around the building, so he wasn't there. Okay, in 2008, when he missed 15 games, he tore his ACL in the very first game of the season. In 2008, Matt Castle comes in, they go 11-5. Who's the leader?
Well, he was the quarterback coach, right?
He wasn't around.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, the first 3 months, he was not around, Skip, because when you have surgery, you're not around.
No, he was around every day. I'm pretty sure he was there every day. Yeah, he did.
No, because this is how it works. You know in sports, out of sight, out of mind. When you're not on that football field.
I think he's there every day.
No, even if he was there every day, the mere fact that he's not playing, he's not practicing, he's not in meeting rooms, you know how this works. They've cast you to the side. We're moving on. We're not worried about the guys that's injured. The guys are not here. We're trying to get the guys ready to play.
He built that system. He taught that system to Matt Castle. Yes, he did.
Let's get Bayless. Coach Belichick, like I said, I threw Tom Brady's name in the hat. All I'm saying is we don't know what Tom would be outside of New England.
We don't.
Outside of Coach Belichick.
I can't. I'll give you that, but that's such an X factor. We can't deal with it, and we will probably never be able to. We're
going to be able to deal with it.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Coach Belichick going to get it away. So if you don't mind me asking, of all the coaches that LeBron James has played for, can you tell me which one is on caliber or on par with Coach Belichick?
Wonder if that was by design by the king.
What do you mean what's by design?
Maybe he didn't really want a strong coach because he wanted to coach the team, which he does.
So at the time, okay, let's just take you at your phrase value. So who was in Cleveland when he got there?
Paul Silas.
Okay. So
how long did that last?
So in the 7 years that he had Cleveland.
That's probably the strongest man he had as a head coach. How long did that last, Mr. Sharp?
Let's just take.
Can you answer, or you're going on your next point?
What? How long did it last?
Yeah, Paul Silas didn't last very long.
What, a year, 2 years?
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't make the playoffs. Yeah, when you have an all-time great figure, you don't make the playoffs, yeah, you lose your job. That's what happens, Skip Bayless. Sometimes even when
Maybe he was too strong for LeBron. Maybe he
I think LeBron had the utmost respect for guys that have played the game. I believe, all things being equal, he would rather play for a guy that has coached the game because he know he can have somewhat of a mindset to think what I'm thinking when I'm in a very similar situation. I'm just trying to figure out, though, Skip Bayless, is that why is it that LeBron, you look at his leadership and you say, well, he got taught how to win over here and he got taught how to win over there and he melted down over here. What about, I mean, so he's the only guy, he's the only leader that's ever had a flaw at any point in time during his career.
But he's not, that doesn't make him an all-time great leader. And not the best leader in sports right now. That's a real insult to Tom Brady. And I know Magic's got to say it, but it's an insult. Do you think LeBron's a greater leader than Tom Brady? You don't. You don't in your heart of hearts. I know you don't, and it's okay.
Hold on. I don't think Magic said all-time great. He didn't say the greatest.
No, he just said the best in sports.
Right now.
Yeah,
Play it
because
right now.
we've had so many departures. We had Derek Jeter. You think he's a better leader than Derek Jeter? I don't. How about Big Papi, David Ortiz? You think he's a greater leader? I don't, but they have recently departed. Okay? So all of a sudden, it's kind of a blank canvas. It's pretty open, except for that guy, that 40-year-old up in New England who's still going strong and says he's going to play until he's 45. Please don't put those two in the same sentence. And Magic didn't put him in the same sentence directly, but indirectly he did.
No, he didn't.
And I'm insulted.
Hold up, he didn't put him in the same sentence.
Well, I mean,
he said LeBron James is the greatest leader.
Okay.
Tom Brady wasn't in that sentence.
Well, I know, but
You put
I
him in
just
that
said
sentence.
indirectly he did, because everybody's going to say, wait a second, what about Tom Brady?
Magic Johnson
Right?
directly spoke what he wanted to speak. He said LeBron James is the greatest leader in team sports or in sports.
Well, okay, so who's the greatest player in all of team sports?
LeBron.
It's Tom Brady. It's not even close. He's been to 8 Super Bowls. He should have won 6 Super Bowls.
Skip, there's a difference between being accomplished and being a greater player. I don't think anybody thinks that Tom Brady is better at his job than LeBron James is at his.
Think a lot of people do.
I disagree.
You don't, but
No,
you don't
I
have any objectivity.
Yo,
You're
I
Shannon
have
Sharp.
I have very, very good objectivity.
Oh, really?
I'm not, Skip.
What's the hardest position to play in sports? It's quarterback. It is. It's just the hardest, and he plays it at the highest level we've ever seen. At age 40, he threw for 505 yards in the Super Bowl against a top 5 defense.
Okay, you can say all that. I want you to say he had like an 85 QBR. He threw for an all-time he threw for more playoff yards in a single game, Ebony K. Williams, than anybody in the history of the game.
Of the playoffs.
But as long as when you finish saying that, what you said, you follow it up. He took that L. I'm good with everything that you say before that L. But as long as you cap it off with that L, you got to get the punctuation right, Skip Bayless. 505 yards, 634 total yards.
He almost lifted that team as the leader of that franchise. He almost lifted them above what Belichick was doing to sabotage the football game, which was not playing his best defensive back a single snap in the game. It's mind-boggling and still completely unexplained. No Malcolm Butler for the whole game. He's crying on the sideline because he can't get a snap. And Nick Foles is putting up 41 points on Bill Belichick's defense and winning MVP of the Super Bowl as the backup quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. Because there's no Malcolm Butler, you don't think he would have had something to say about this? You don't think he would have been a difference maker?
I'm trying to figure out, when did Malcolm Butler become Deion Sanders?
I don't know, but he's pretty good, man. He's their best. He's the best on the AFC representative in the Super Bowl.
Although I agree that Malcolm Butler should have got an opportunity to play, Coach Belichick didn't see it that way. So I don't know, and we'll never know the true reason of why he didn't play, Skip. But if you're going to give Tom Brady all this credit for winning 5 Super Bowls and going to 8 Super Bowls and 12 in the AFC, shouldn't Coach Belichick receive that same benefit of the doubt that you give Tom Brady? Why not?
Because the quarterback's the hardest position to play. Where was Bill Belichick before Tom Brady? He was losing 4 of his 5 seasons in Cleveland.
Granted.
He lost his first season in New England. He went 5-11. He was 0-2 until Tom Brady fell out of the sky into his lap.
A lot of coaches, Skip, are better the second time around.
No.
Ask Mike Shanahan.
This is almost.
Ask Pete
This
Carroll.
is actually the 3rd time around.
No, it was not.
Well, he was up. I know his coach. I know one assistant coach on that staff was ready to put his home on the market because they thought they were going to get fired.
But that was still his first job. In his second job, look at Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, was the 3rd time was the charm because he didn't do as well in the Jets. He didn't do well in New England, and he's had very good success, great success in Seattle. Mike Shanahan got fired after 20 games at the Raiders.
He did.
And won back-to-back Super Bowls with the Broncos. So the second time around, sometimes the 3rd time around, is the charm. But LeBron James, you still have yet to tell me the guy, because in his first 11 years, the only coach that had Coach Belichick's resume, a pedigree, would be Greg Popovich. No other coach was or Phil Jackson. So once we get LeBron a coach like that.
About having a quarterback. He didn't have a quarterback in Cleveland. He didn't have a quarterback his first. He had Drew Bledsoe, but they went 5-11. And he didn't have a quarterback for his first 2 games of 2001.
There are very few Hall of Fame quarterbacks that doesn't have Hall of Fame coaches. They normally go hand in hand, Skip Bayless. I know you like to say they're mutually exclusive, but they're not.
that they are in this case.
Oh, nice.
Tom Brady made Bill Belichick. You know it, and I know.
What about Coach Belichick?
He allowed Belichick to make all these what look like wacky moves, getting rid of players a year before he should.
You know what a wacky move?
And it just didn't matter because he still had Tom Brady.
You know what the wacky move was? Yeah. When you had a quarterback that you're just giving $100 million to, and you signed one in the 6th round. That was a wacky move. Oh, but you don't want to get you don't give him no credit for that.
The 6th round's an afterthought. You think he thought Tom Brady was going to be Tom Brady?
He
would have taken him in the 2nd round.
Did he take
or the 3rd round.
Did he take him?
Yeah,
Simple.
in the 6th round he took
Okay,
him.
he did.
Yeah, as a camp fodder.
Okay,
as
let me
the
ask you a
3rd
question.
stringer.
He could have released him. He kept him on
Yeah,
the
but they knew right away, as Charlie Weiss has told us, they knew the first day of camp, the first year around, this is the year before, we got something.
Okay.
Because most of these coaches will tell you they have no idea when they draft them. They have to get them in their confines with their players. And then the first day you'll say, wait a second, he's a bust. Or wait a second, he's way better than we thought.
You know what, Skip Bayless? You're absolutely right. They knew so much they had something that even the 2nd year, Drew Bledsoe was still starting. So if they knew that much, if Tom Brady was going to be that guy, why did, after they had another offseason, they had an entire OTA, they had a training camp, mini camp, why didn't Tom Brady beat Drew Bledsoe out? If they knew what they said to be true.
I don't know, because they'd sunk a whole bunch of money in Drew Bledsoe.
But
or maybe Bill Belichick really isn't that great a coach.
Don't do that, Skip.
I'm doing it.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, I mean, seriously.
That's unnecessary.
Oh, well.
You take a shot at the man. The man got fired. Hold on.
How many rebellions do you think Tom Brady has put down in the locker room? Because that,
How many rebellions Tom Brady might have led in the locker room that Coach Belichick snuffed out?
So now let's get to the bottom line. LeBron disqualified himself as the greatest leader in sports at the end of regulation in Game 1 of the recent NBA Finals in Oakland, when after a series of mistakes, capped off by the all-time boneheaded blunder of J.R. Smith, LeBron just lost it. Instead of reaching out and grabbing all his teammates and pulling them to the sideline because all was not lost. In fact, they were in great shape. They're going to overtime in Game 1, and they just had Golden State on the ropes. And what did the greatest leader in sports do at that point? He melted completely down. He separated himself from the team. He sat away from the team on the bench, and he basically just threw a tantrum over what had just happened. That is the poorest example of great leadership I have ever seen. You are disqualified from that moment on because that was a big moment.
Well, I tell you
that is a finals-changing moment. You're done. You're out of the conversation.
You know
I'm sorry. It's over.
Okay. If you want to disqualify LeBron for that, this is what I'm going to disqualify Tom Brady. Anytime you instruct the equipment manager or ball boys to underinflate footballs to under regulation, you're automatically
How do you know
disqualified.
that? That was never proven.
Hey, he served 4 games for something.
Well, because it's more probable than not.
Which is the standard.
Which is why Tom Brady went to court and won at the first level.
And lost.
Yeah, and he wanted to go on to the Supreme Court, but the season was approaching.
Take it there.
Yeah.
We got
and
number
he said,
time.
I'm becoming too big a distraction to my teammates.
Take it
He
there.
won. Do you remember what the first judge said in the first round of court in Manhattan?
All I know.
A home game for the NFL. The NFL got paddled. That's what they got.
And guess what? They went to another. Ezekiel Elliott had to stay. All I'm saying is that normally people that have the means, which Tom Brady has, to clear their name, they won't only take it to one court, they'll go to an appellate level, and if they need to, they'll take it to the Supreme Court.
I think a whole lot of people said, you know what? He did that. That took guts.
He did what?
I think a lot of people cleared him just on the first
No.
Yeah.
You cleared him.
I did, and
You
a lot
cleared
of people
him.
did.
You cleared him.
I don't ever hear people say Tom Brady's a cheater, and I wonder about the head coach.
Whoa.
The head coach got nailed. He got completely busted. He didn't go to court because they had the goods.
You know why you'll never hear people say Tom Brady's a cheater? Because you hang around people just like you that believe in Tom Brady, so they'll never say anything negative about Tom Brady.
And all you do is read what your LeBron-loving followers reinforce you with.
I can't read any material on my own.
All right, fellas, we're going to leave it here just for now. Y'all can go to y'all's respective echo chambers. T.O. got called out by one Hall of Fame wide receiver over the weekend. We'll discuss it next.
No mercy.
Terrell Owens is having his own Hall of Fame ceremony next month at his alma mater, the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. The Hall of Fame said last week they will not acknowledge him in Canton. As expected, T.O.'s taken a lot of backlash, including on social media. A Twitter user defended Packer great Jerry Kramer, who's also being inducted in August, saying, quote, Jerry Kramer was more deserving, won titles, and waited decades, and will be gracious. Glad you're staying away. T.O. responded, saying, quote, I'm so happy for you, Jerry. You shouldn't have had to wait that damn long either. I'm doing this for guys like him, past, present, and the future. Hall of Famer Michael Irvin then spoke out about T.O.'s decision. Let's take a listen.
We can't spend this moment for all these other guys talking about the guy that is not here. You cannot do that and take that away. And you know, T.O.'s doing his own thing, wherever he's doing his own thing, and God bless him. But they're going to, when they mention it as a class, they'll mention him. But well, why should you steal those other guys' moment because of the decision of this one? You know, I think it's the right move. They're not saying he's not going to have a bus in the room. They're not saying he's not getting his jacket. They're saying that we're honoring his wish. He doesn't want to be here with us. We're going to mention him as little as possible.
Shannon, are you surprised by what Michael Irvin said?
No, because there are more guys that feel like Michael Irvin that have gold jackets that does not feel like Michael Irvin that has the gold jacket. Skip, everybody knew why T.O. was doing this. I mean, you and I, we knew early on that this was about the voters that kept him out unnecessarily for 1 or 2 rounds. With the first ballot, second ballot, and I get it. But what T.O. needs to, and T.O. should have been, Skip, T.O. should have been at first ballot. That's not what's up for debate. But what I need T.O. to understand, and I need other guys to understand, that there are a lot of worthy candidates. Because somebody had to wait, Skip, that's an all-decade player in 2 different decades. Somebody had to wait, that's a 5, 6, 7, 8-time Pro Bowler, 4 or 5 first-team All-Pro, 1 Super Bowl rings. Jerry Kramer is what, a 5-time NFL champion because he won championships before the Super Bowl came in existence, and he was on those teams that won the first 2 Super Bowls. So Jerry Kramer—
By the way, he threw the block that freed up Bart Starr to go in on the Ice Bowl.
In the Ice Bowl, 67. So I agree with you, Skip. You're starting to see more and more guys speak out with gold jackets because they feel it's disrespectful. For me, I've let T.O. know that I'm disappointed, but this is his wish. He wants to go it alone. He wants to be at his own ceremony at his alma mater, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and that's his wish. But I don't really know what they want the Hall to do. Skip, they're going to send him his jacket. His Hall of Fame bus will be in the class of 2018. So when you go in there and you look, okay, let me see the class of 2018, you'll see Terrell Owens' bus along with Ray Lewis's and Urlacher's and the Brian Dawkins. It will be there. What do they want him to do? Continuously mentioning how? We can't acknowledge him, Skip, because there's not going to be a presenter there to say, I present for Hall of Fame induction Terrell Owens. Terrell is not going to be there because he's at a different location. I don't really know. He's not deceased. He's not incapacitated. He's just choosing not to be there. Skip, there are 31 receivers that are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 24 of the 31 had to wait at least as long as Terrell Owens. 24 of the 31. So 75%. There's only 7 guys that's gone in on the first ballot. And some you, obviously Jerry Rice, you would know. Some of them you wouldn't. DePaul Warfield, Steve Largent, Charlie Taylor, Randy Moss, Raymond Berry, Lance Allworth.
These are the
only first ballot.
Okay.
Hall of Fame receivers of the 31.
Of the receivers, yes. Okay, I got it. All right. Because I counted up out of the 310 Hall of Famers, including obviously you, 234 were not first ballot. Okay. So that's 75% were not in.
Right there.
Okay.
So you got 75% of the receivers that weren't Hall of Fame.
75% of the whole Hall. Okay.
So what happened to you, T.O., although he thinks it's unique, it's more likely and more probable than not that it's going to happen moving along.
I hate that phrase, but I'm going to let you use it. Yeah.
But Skip, in this situation, it's more likely that this is going to be the trend moving forward as opposed to the other.
And by the way, you were 3 ballots.
I was three.
Okay.
Third crack. And I had all the records, and I had 3 Super Bowl rings. And no one said I was bad in the locker room. Nobody said I didn't practice hard. I didn't play hard. It just happened. Was I disappointed? Yes, Skip. But those 40, at the time when I went in, it was 44 men and women that selected. It wasn't going to steal my shine.
Okay.
This was my one moment to be able to thank Mary Porter, so nothing was going to stop me.
Okay. Quick note about Jerry Kramer. I was close friends with the late, great Dick Schaap, who was the original moderator of the Sports Reporters, and he was the campaigner. I think he presented him at the voters' meeting. I can't remember if he did or not, but he campaigned for Jerry Kramer to be in the Hall of Fame. Dick Schaap threw an annual Super Bowl party on Saturday night wherever we were ahead of the game. And so Jerry Kramer's annual right or wrong was to go on Saturday waiting to see if I'm in or not. And then everybody at the party would have to offer him condolences because it was excruciating, man.
It's tough.
You've been through it. He went through it again and again and again and again and again.
Almost 30 years he's gone through it.
Okay, all right, just for the record. So now back to Michael Irvin. I'm not surprised Michael Irvin took this stance. I think it was a significant stance because again, you were a tight end, but this is a fellow wide receiver.
Correct.
And I've made the case on this show, I'm a big Michael Irvin fan. I thought he was overall the greatest wide receiver ever played, greater than Jerry Rice, but I don't want to get into that now. But I do think this, of all the teams I covered, the greatest leader I ever encountered in pro football, and I'm going all the way back to the 70s, was Michael Irvin in Dallas. And I'd be the first to tell you he had his issues off the field, but when it came time to train or practice or play football on Sunday, he was there, and he was the driving force of Dallas teams that should have won 3 straight Super Bowls and maybe even 4 or 5 Super Bowls. You could make the case.
Oh, yeah, if they didn't have Jimmy, they would have.
You could make the case. But Jimmy would tell you that his point man, the face of the franchise leader, it wasn't Troy Aikman or Emmitt Smith, it was Michael Irvin.
Right.
He was the guy who kept the locker room together, and Lord knows that locker room had issues. And he was the one who united that locker room. Terrell Owens was just the opposite. And again, I covered Terrell in San Francisco. I became very close to 3 of the leaders of his Philadelphia teams when I worked at ESPN, so I got the inside insight from them on Philadelphia. I was close to a couple of the veterans on Terrell's Cowboy teams, and I got some real insight into Terrell there. And from all those people, I concluded that Terrell Owens was the most divisive teammate I ever covered in all my career. And that's what I kept telling you. You can give me those numbers. They're spectacular numbers. They are first ballot Hall of Fame numbers.
Right.
I give you that. But because of this, and because it wasn't off the field, it's actually on the field, divisive, in the locker room, in the huddle, wherever it is, that he wouldn't be in my Hall of Fame. But that's just me. And I don't begrudge him being in this one, and I applauded him. I told him I congratulated him when he was here. I'm okay with all that. But the point is, he's not okay with it because he's now dividing the greatest team he could ever been a member of. It's like part and parcel of all my issues with him are all coming to fruition right before your very eyes. He doesn't even want to join your team with the greatest leaders ever, including Shannon Sharpe and Ray Lewis.
Skip, I think the thing is, and maybe some are attacking T.O., but I think the biggest thing is that the blowback that the Hall is starting to get for not mentioning him. And Michael is supporting the Hall. He's like, hold on, wait a minute. I live here. You're not finna attack my house. You don't want to come visit, but then you want to talk about my house junking? I'm using that in a literal, in a figurative sense. Yeah. So Michael and some of these other guys go, hold on. You choose not to come. So I'm not going to let someone else, T.O.'s not attacking Hall. He just says, I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But people are like, well, they should mention T.O. They should at least acknowledge him. Well, he didn't want the acknowledgement. He didn't want that. He wants to be at his own place and get his own acknowledgement, which I'm cool with. They're gonna acknowledge him. His picture will be on the brochure as one of the guys that's going into the class. Yep. He'll get a gold jacket. He'll get a bronze bust that goes to Canton. He will get a wooden carbon copy of the one that's in Canton to put up on his mantle. So I think Michael and a lot of other guys are protecting the Hall of Fame, the building itself, against unwarranted criticism and attack.
I agree.
Because that building had nothing to do with T.O. not getting in on the first ballot. The writers, but what he doesn't get, Skip, normally when you protest or you boycott something, you say, you know what, this is going to bring about change. Do you actually think this is going to change the process of how the Pro Football Hall of Fame votes?
No.
It's not.
And I don't really think, in his heart of hearts, Terrell cares about that. look, Terrell is a brilliant self-promoter, and part of his self-promotion has been, they did me wrong. They did me wrong. It was always somebody was doing him wrong. The coach did him wrong, the quarterback did him wrong, and in this case, he finally had to point the ultimate finger at your house. They done me wrong, except it wasn't you who'd done him wrong. It was the voters.
Right.
But it's coming across like the Hall of Fame done me wrong.
Right.
And it's not right and it's not fair. But I told you the other day, and I'm going to say it again, Terrell's not happy unless he's unhappy. And he always needs a cause. He needs to be the martyr. He needs to play the sympathy card. And I'm sure he has a lot of supporters via social media, a lot of Twitter followers who are backing him up and saying right now, hang in there, take that stand, take them down, make them change this process. I don't think this is going to change the process.
But go ahead, Skip. Go
Well,
ahead.
I've just never loved the process because for me, and I know this is idyllic and unrealistic, but to me, you're either a Hall of Famer or you're not. It shouldn't be by degrees you're a Hall of Famer. You're this degree, this degree, this degree, this degree. Like, are you a third-degree Hall of Famer? No. No?
It's like I'm a karate expert or judo or something.
Right.
I got a first degree or a third degree.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a fifth-degree black belt.
Is Chris Carter a sixth-degree Hall of Famer? I don't know.
You know what, Skip?
I don't think so.
But to be fair to T.O., now, while there have been some guys, and I've talked to guys that have played with T.O. and they said he could be difficult. I've also talked to guys that said T.O. was a very good teammate. So, and the thing is, I think a lot of times because we have this narrative out there, it gets portrayed more that he was more of a distraction than he was a help. So I just want to be fair. And granted, maybe they were more. So if there's 53 guys, maybe 30 thought he was terrible and 23 thought he was
divisive. Yeah. And he did have his
supporters.
He had his supporters. He did.
No mercy. The Lakers have the second best odds to win the championship, so understandably expectations are high right here in Los Angeles. But hey, not so fast, according to Magic Johnson. Magic compared this Lakers team to LeBron's first year in Miami, which struggled out of the gate. Magic said, quote, I think one thing that we have to do, and the fans have to do, be patient about, is the chemistry on the court. Basically, all these guys will be new to each other, right? It's probably going to take us at least a month or two, probably closer to 2 months, to really understand how to play with each other and how to read each other. All those things. All right. Sounds fair to me. Shannon, do you agree with Magic?
You saw Bron on the sideline, Skip. He out there living his best life. He living his best life. You saw him having it?
Of course he was.
Yeah, he's
totally
living my best life. Ain't he worried about you suckers? He living his best life, and you need to leave him alone.
Well, he's in his honeymoon season.
No, ain't
no expectations.
No, don't do that, Skip.
Huh?
I'm going to deal with you in a minute. Magic Johnson is absolutely correct. You remember, Skip, when he went to Miami, they started 9-8 and ended up winning 58 games.
Okay.
He comes back to Cleveland. They're 19-20 before they win 53 games. Now, the difference is Chris Bosh was in his 7th year, 8th year, LeBron, D-Wade, all those guys were veteran players.
I'd say.
Now you're bringing LeBron in, who's the veteran player. Now, if everything goes according to plans or how they kind of maybe envision it, Brandon Ingram is only going to be in his 3rd year.
Okay.
Kyle Kuzma will be in his 2nd year. Lonzo Ball will be in his 2nd year. Now, the reserve players, JaVale McGee's been at it for a while. Lance Stevenson's been at it a while.
Rondo's been at it a long while.
Has been at it a while. But the way things are looking, and even though those guys have been at it a while, Skip, it's going to take them a while to blend all this because LeBron is in year 16, and then it looks like the rest of the starters are going to be in year 2 or 3. That's kind of how it's playing out right now.
Okay.
So with that being said, it's going to take some time. Don't think that you're going to get, because see, everybody, the anomaly is Kevin Durant going to Golden State and they win in 67 games.
I thought they were going to have a hard time.
I did too, Skip. And lo and behold, but because of the way they move the ball and because Kevin Durant's like, and you got.
But remember, they all bought into we need him
to
get over the hump.
So whatever you need, if you need to do ISO, do ISO.
Okay.
If you need to bring the ball up the court and take it, you do that. Skip, this is a different type of a situation. Golden State different than LA, and Magic is absolutely right. I don't want fans to get frustrated and upset and say this is a failure, this is a debacle. If at some point in time, instead of being 28-2, they're 16-14, or they're 18-12. Just be patient.
Be patient.
Old Master Chef,
Oh, he's got this.
Them old they young ingredients now. But old Master Chef, oh man, he whipped this thing up. Bet you like when it's done. I bet you can't get enough of it once he done with it.
You better like.
I love
when
it.
it's done.
Because I already know what he's gonna do.
So, do I hear Shannon Sharpe, the great Shannon Sharpe, trying to ease out of the bet he made about 54 wins?
No.
Wow.
Y'all got some due on that.
Skip.
Oh, we got big due.
Skip. They started 9-8, and they won 58 games. 58 games.
Which team?
Miami.
They had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think they'd have won 58 games without that guy?
No.
Okay, then.
No, but they had those two also.
They got
and then you said he went home and did this and that. He had Kyrie and Kevin Love. That'll work. Yeah. Okay? It did take Kyrie and LeBron a little while to figure it out.
It takes them a while.
But once they figured it out, they had star power.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go off the first 2 months of the schedule. So the Lakers would play 28 games in 2 months. So let's say they get off to a rocky start, and I'll give them 14-14. What after 2 months? What if after 2 months they're 14-14, 500? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Would that be pretty predictable?
I don't think that's real. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But sure, I'll be okay with that.
Okay. Well, that would mean from that point forward to get to 54 wins, they would have to go 40-14. 40-14 over the next 4 months of the season. I'm sorry, I don't see that.
Didn't you see Utah? Huh? What did Utah do the second half?
Yeah, they were.
Okay, then.
Yeah, but they had had that man Donovan Mitchell, the Rookie of the Year.
See, this is why you and I fall out so much. You want to sit right across from this table and talk about they had that guy Donovan Mitchell.
Special.
Do you realize
and they did have Rudy Gobert, the Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, do you realize that we're talking about LeBron James?
Yeah,
a Mount Rushmore player.
Okay, so I'm also talking about Luke Walton, who's, not much older than LeBron James.
But Quinn Snyder's not Pat Riley.
Okay, I got
it. Same hairstyle, but they're very different.
Luke Walton is sitting on the hottest seat in sports right now. It's hotter than Jason Garrett's seat because he's got to figure out how to manage LeBron. Not a cakewalk, not easy. And then he's got to figure out how to coach the man I consider the most difficult to coach in the league in Rajon Rondo. That's hard, man. And then all of a sudden we know Lance can just be tricky. He can be moody and up and down.
Lance going to show y'all,
okay?
You know what?
Okay, well, maybe. But
I got a bad rap.
Over 82 games, things start to manifest themselves.
Yeah.
What he has been, he will be at some point. And JaVale can be tricky because you're not sure what you're going to get, and sometimes his mind wanders, and he's just not that easy to coach. How many minutes do you give him? Is his head in the game tonight or not in the game? It's hard. And finally, LeVar Ball will be disruptive, depending on how many minutes his son plays or does not play. Is he playing minutes or is he sitting on the bench? Because in this case, I don't know who the point guard is, and it's going to take a while. Is LeBron the point guard or not? Is Rondo the point guard? Is Lonzo the point guard? I don't know because they all three play point guard.
Yeah, that Lonzo Ball candle has been burning for a while. That wick is not as long as it once was. So this start popping off about Luke need to do this and they're not doing that.
Okay.
I think it's going to be easy for Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka to pull the cord. You agree or disagree?
I don't know. I'm a Lonzo fan. I'm not backing off that. So I don't know. That's going to be up to LeBron James. He could pull the plug.
No, LeBron don't do that.
Huh?
LeBron don't do
he's Magic already said he's a key decision maker.
Yeah.
Right? He's got huge input.
You don't think let me ask you a question. You think Sam Presti run things by Russell Westbrook?
Well, this is different. This is LeBron James we're talking about. That's
Exactly.
what you tell me. Okay?
That's my point.
You. No, that's my point. You're making my point.
You act like he shouldn't run things by him. We're going to talk about that a little later.
If LeBron finally concludes after 2 months, we got a log jam at point guard. I want the ball in my hands, and I want Rondo to back me up. Then they got a big problem because I think he's going to suggest to Magic Johnson, I think we need to move Lonzo.
That ain't no problem.
Huh?
That ain't no problem.
Well, wait a second. Magic Johnson was the man who tabbed Lonzo Ball with the second overall pick, so his pride and reputation are on the line with that pick.
No. He wins the championship because this is what we know about business. Every business that Magic Johnson has embarked upon has not been as successful as these Starbucks chains, these Magic Johnson theaters, his Dodgers. So he's had some failures.
That's business. This is basketball.
Exactly. Yeah. Knowing when to cut bait, knowing when to walk away.
Okay.
That's the thing, Skip.
Are you suggesting the bait is going to get cut?
Oh, my God.
I can't see it. And if Lonzo goes somewhere, I almost hope he does go somewhere else to get away from his father, away from his family.
He can't get away from his dad?
Yeah, he can.
How?
Because his dad won't live wherever he's playing.
So they got microphones wherever he's playing. They got cameras.
Yeah.
He's going to just do what he always does, talk.
Well.
But you said, LeVar said it, Lonzo said it, everybody said, he's been doing this for all the time. So how does, I'm trying to figure out how does all of a sudden that bothers him? He said he's been hearing it his whole life.
Well, I'm just saying that this isn't about what LeVar says or doesn't say. In the end, this is going to be about LeBron saying, I need the ball. We got too many point guards. You got the second pick in the draft who had the ball in his hands a lot last year, for a little while, a lot. And you got a Rondo who needs the ball in his hand. That's all he's ever had is the ball in his hand.
Well, hey, I'm going to trust Luke Walton. I'm going to trust Magic Johnson, the way they constructed this team, and the best players are going to play. And when that becomes a problem, we'll find someone else better, and they'll put them in there.
All right. What have you always told me about LeBron James? It's hard to figure out how to play with LeBron. He's great. He has aura. He has magnetism to him. And when he steps on the court, the focal point goes on him. And all of a sudden, all those kids are going to be on a much bigger stage than they have ever experienced. I love what Josh Hart is doing in the Summer League.
Okay.
He's going to be the MVP, and they stole him at the bottom. Remember, Magic in his first draft, he gets Alonzo. I'm still a big fan. You're not, but it's still. I'm buying that one. I'm buying Kuzma, and I'm buying Josh Hart, who looks like he could be not a star, but a starter, because all he was in the Big East was he was the player of the year and the defensive player of the year, but he stayed all 4 years. And for that reason, he got docked, I guess. And he's not a sensational athlete, but he's kind of a two-guard who can play a little point. But again, they got players, but all these young players are going to be in for a rude awakening with LeBron in the middle of it.
Summer League's been lit this year. Skip, they got some players in the Summer League.
Okay.
Now, maybe I didn't play as close attention last year as I am this year, Skip, but these players are balling.
Okay.
You agree or disagree?
Well, Josh Hart is balling because he's a sophomore among freshmen. That's what's going
Jaren
on.
Jackson Sr. Junior.
Oh, I like him.
You got your guy, Trey Young. You disappointed. He been cooking lately. Cooking, folks. He's cooking.
He is not
yes,
cooking.
He was.
I can't wait to talk about this with you
cooking.
another time.
Cooking.
So I'm going to remind you, bottom line, the Lakers have to play a Western Conference schedule versus the cakewalk LeBron has had in the East, because in the East, you get breaks, you get breathers. You look at the schedule and you say, well, we got Charlotte, and it's like it's just too easy. We got the Nets coming up, and it's like breather. Oh, we'll get back on track. In this, remember those 8 playoff teams you got: Golden State, Houston, Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Portland, Utah, New Orleans, Minnesota. Those are your playoff teams, and then Denver is lurking. The Mavericks with DeAndre Jordan and Doncic. I mean, all of a sudden they're going to be better. And look at Phoenix. Once they got Ariza with Ayton and Booker and
Grizzlies
Chandler Parsons.
Grizzlies going to be tough, huh?
You think? Well, I don't know, but I just said Phoenix is going to be way better. They're not going to be an easy out every night.
They're going to be good, huh?
So all of a sudden.
Which one of them got LeBron?
Well, it's LeBron and who else?
You know Kuzma.
LeBron doesn't have enough help.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well,
that's what you're doing. Tom Brady didn't have enough.
You still like your 54?
Tom Brady didn't have enough help in the Super Bowl,
Do you like your
right?
54? Do you feel what's your degree of confidence in 54? 10?
99.9.
Really?
99.9.
So you admit they're going to have a rocky first 2 months, but then they're going to win 54 games?
No.
Wow.
No. I didn't say that. I said there's a possibility. At the end of the day, Skip. See, sometimes
I thought you just gave into it and
journey,
acknowledged it.
The journey gets rocky.
It felt like you were trying to ease out of the bed, or maybe even weasel out of the bed. I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
When the journey is rocky, it makes you appreciate getting to the destination.
Yeah, fire tested.
Even better.
Yeah,
man. Oh, man. You've been on the plane, Skip, and that turkey like, but when they, it sets down, you're like, thank you.
And LeBron's flying that plane, right?
So we start 2 months bad. Don't worry about it. Check us out in May.
54. All right. Why exactly, though, is Aaron Rodgers hanging out with sharks?
What?
I thought that was super weird, but we're going to discuss it next.
No mercy.
Congratulations, of course, to France for winning the World Cup yesterday. Skip, what a game. What was your reaction?
You know, I read USA Today this morning, and Martin Rogers, the writer who covered the World Cup, compared France throughout the tournament to Golden State's dominance, and I'll give you that. But what I saw yesterday, France might have been the better team, but it did not play the better game. I thought Croatia just looked, to my eye test, better. They had the ball for 61% of the time to 39% for France. They outshot France 15-8. They just couldn't cash in enough chances.
Yeah, France says we don't need the ball because when we do have, we're going to put it in the net.
They
and
did.
that young man they got, what is it? Mbappe. Skip, the dude's 19. 19.
Yep.
I mean, last time they won the World Cup, Skip, 98, he wasn't even alive. A teenager scoring in the World Cup finals. He and Pele. Think about that. Me and Pele.
He's the
so he the big, hey, in France now, Skip,
I'd say
he
he's
walking
got
around there like, he got his swole on this morning.
Does he?
Nothing.
What?
Yeah.
He's never, ever paying for a drink or meal again in France.
So
ever.
he's going to make the world forget LeBron James.
Don't do that, Skip.
Right?
See that? You see? Why we can't have a good conversation?
Wasn't that where we were going?
No, we're not going there.
He's going to become the face of the World Cup. And
He come to America and walk down the street. He walked down Rodeo Drive. How many people stopping him getting
I
autographs?
don't know. I think a lot.
Let
More
LeBron-
than you might think.
I tell you what, LeBron James had a place. He had a place in France. Who getting talked to? Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on now, though, to the
You know.
NFL. Aaron Rodgers. Now, he's had quite an offseason. Peter King of NBC talked to Aaron Rodgers over the weekend at a celebrity golf tournament and even wrote about Rodgers meeting the Dalai Lama, swimming with sharks for Shark Week, and becoming more public with his relationship with Danica Patrick. Rodgers also talked about his longevity on the field, saying, quote, "I love to play to 40. Shannon, what does this offseason behavior tell you about Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. Skip swimming with the sharks. Maybe he has a fear of sharks. Maybe
He
he's
does.
Trying,
No,
maybe
he does.
he's trying to stare. I got a fear of sharks, but I'm never gonna come in contact with him because I ain't gonna be in the ocean where they at.
Well, he did.
Because you know the way I
Yeah.
look at it, if I'm in the ocean with the shark, the plane crash, ain't gonna be nothing but me. I'm gonna go be shark food anyway. So I ain't even worried about going to swim with no shark. Maybe meeting with the Dalai Lama. Maybe there's an inner peace that he's trying to find. Maybe
Yeah.
he's gonna, there was a report, and I guess he added some validity to it, that he and his family, were not as close as they
Correct.
need to be. Maybe going to meet with the Dalai Lama. Maybe that's gonna bring him inner peace. Maybe that's gonna get him reconnected with his family. I wish him the best in that endeavor. But it seems to me that he's become very, very public and outward with his relationship, much more so than he ever was with Miss Munn. Now, that's not to say he loves Danica more or less or whatever the case may be, but it just seems to be, Skip, that the PDA that we see for these two,
Yep.
that it seems to me that he's more happy. Not to say he wasn't happy with her.
No, I know.
But it just seemed because, they're holding hands. And
They look like they're in love.
The way they look at
Right?
each other,
They do.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I need to find me somebody look at me
beautiful
like
thing.
that. Like
Really?
Danica Patrick looks at him.
Yeah.
I'm going to find me somebody like that. I need to find me somebody like old Danica. Because she be looking at him like he a whole meal. All of it.
Not a snack.
No,
whole
not even an appetizer. He the whole meal. Appetizer, entree, and dessert, Skip, and cappuccino at the end. So I need to find me a lady like that.
You do.
So it tells me, Skip, that he's in a very good place right now.
Yep.
He's happy. In the NFL, y'all in a heap of trouble. That young man happy. Ooh, you got a stogie. Played a good 3 rounds of golf yesterday. Oh, I tell you what, I know who is in trouble. Do y'all play them?
I don't know.
You better not. Because he going to hang 40 on y'all.
Really?
If y'all play them, he hanging 40 on y'all.
Dak has had his number 3 times.
No, he didn't.
3 times.
Skip, y'all won 1 game against them.
Nobody outplayed him 3 times. We did.
How you outplay the males?
Huh?
How you outplay the males?
I don't know. I'm just going on
he takes them.
QBR. QBR.
That's what he hang on the Christmas tree. Them L ornaments.
Yeah. They should have.
A-Rod got them W ornaments on his Christmas tree.
Really?
On his Christmas. Yeah.
My turn.
Yes.
What this told me is that the NFL is not in trouble
Yes, they are.
this coming year. What this told me is that Aaron Rodgers is not Tom Brady. And I would bet on Tom Brady playing to 45 before I would bet on Aaron Rodgers playing to 40. Because the one thing I do respect about Aaron Rodgers, every time I read about him off the field, it's always deep. He is a deep thinker.
He is.
While Tom Brady takes family vacations in the offseason, Aaron Rodgers goes on journeys of personal discovery.
He's looking for growth. He's
He is.
growing.
No, I know. So he goes to see the Dalai Lama, and he talks about how to achieve global peace, noble endeavor. I don't know if it's possible, but it's great that he's thinking about it. He's trying to digest all that the Llama tells him, and that the Llama told him, you need to slow down and enjoy the little things around you in life. That's the most important thing about your life journey. And then Aaron decides, I have 2 deep-seated fears: sharks, heights. I'm going to attack one. He said, I'm not going to jump out of an airplane. I just can't get to that point. But
ain't nothing to it.
Huh?
Ain't nothing to it.
You did that?
Yeah. I did a tandem dive.
Did you?
Yeah.
But you don't have a fear of heights.
No.
No? Okay. So there you go. But you do have a fear of
I
sharks.
had a fear of being broke when I was young. I did something about that too, Evan.
Yes, you did.
I stared that fear, but
You remedied that. Yes, you did.
But Aaron Rodgers did have a fear of sharks. So when Shark Week called, he and his agent said, yeah, bring it on. I'm going to go face my fears. And he literally went underwater and faced the sharks face to face. I thought, at first when I read about it, I thought, you mean you have a cage? There's no cage. You're just looking them eye to eye, and they trained them. You know, you've got to look them. You got to maintain eye contact, because if you look away, they got you. That's when they're going to come for you, right?
Skip, that shark, look, they done fed them sharks. Them sharks.
You think they're trained?
Yeah,
Maybe they're trained sharks. Can you train a shark? I don't think you can.
They done ate about 5 or 6 sea lions, so they're like, we full. We don't want no human today. He ain't on the menu.
Yeah, but they don't know who Aaron Rodgers is.
No,
they just
sure
see
don't.
prey, you know, and he should be prey.
So I mean, so what now? So now he doesn't.
Okay, so he is a deep thinker.
Yes.
But I think he has other things going on in his life. Obviously, Danica has become a force in his life, and I don't know if they want to have a family or not, but that's going to be the next level of this. And I just don't know if he cares ultimately about football the way Tom Brady does. Tom Brady is still obsessed with football. Has Aaron Rodgers spent the offseason working on his football? No, he's actually tried to get away from football.
What about Tom? So was on that camel's back.
I told you they took family vacations. That's his dedication to his family.
Well,
he's not on journeys of personal discovery.
Well, he took Danica with him. That's his family. That's what he deems his family.
Okay.
Tom Brady deems Giselle and his kids his family.
Yeah.
He deems Danica as his. So he's going on this, and the Dalai Lama is absolutely correct. We get caught up so much in the destination that we forget to enjoy the journey. So the Dalai Lama is telling Aaron, look here, bro. I understand where you want to get to in life. I understand what you want to accomplish in life. But in order to get there, there's a process that you must go through. You need to enjoy that. You need to accept that and embrace that, and the destination will be fine. So we do get caught up. And LeBron is first and foremost. He's like, you saw that this year. He's looking like, man, 30,000 points and doing this. He's like, man, because he was so caught up in always trying to get here that he forgot that, man, there are steps to this. I need to enjoy these steps. So Aaron Rodgers, I got no problem. Y'all, the NFL's in a heap of trouble because he's finding, he's searching for that peace.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I'm here to assert that his football fire will go out long before Brady's goes out.
I doubt it.
Want to bet?
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, 40 versus 45. Because Aaron Rodgers didn't say I want to play to 45. He just said to 40. And
he's 34.
Okay, he's
That's
about
6
to be
years.
35. Okay?
Okay.
5 seasons. 5 more seasons? I don't know. Not to mention that now Aaron Rodgers has broken his collarbone twice.
And what happened after he broke it the first time?
What happened?
Yeah.
He bounced back.
He bounced back. No, just bounce back. He bounced back doing what, Skip?
He won the MVP.
Oh, okay.
So you predicting that?
But MVP.
Really?
I know who won't win it.
Yeah. Who?
You know who.
Well, the reigning winner? Is that who you're talking about?
The 12 in the green and gold has a better chance.
Really?
Than the 12 in the blue and silver.
Oh.
Or the blue, silver, and red, or whatever they call it.
Whatever they call it?
Yeah.
He just won at age 40. He won it last year.
Okay, I'm happy for him, Skip.
I'll take a case of do that Aaron Rodgers won't win MVP. I think I already had that with Rob.
Whoa. What you gonna do about Brady?
Huh?
No, this is not no hold on. This is not no Tiger.
No, I'm
Woods.
just doing Aaron Rodgers.
No. You gonna give me Rodgers and you gonna take the field?
Yeah.
No, you're not gonna do
Well,
that.
you were over there chanting MVP. You started it. I finished it.
I'm just saying he'll win it in front of Brady. Brady won't win it.
Oh.
So let's go him and Brady head to head.
Okay, well, obviously the odds are going to be against Brady because
No. Vegas
what do you tell me about
Vegas
voters?
Vegas says he's the favorite.
Voters say narrative, right?
Vegas says Brady is the favorite. That's what Vegas. You hang a lot of your hats on Vegas. You don't wear hats, but you hang a lot of your jackets and shoes on that rack. So are you hanging your shoes
Wait a
on?
second, you didn't let me finish my point,
Okay.
which is that all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers is starting to experience the Tony Romo injury. It's the broken clavicle. It's the collarbone that snaps, and once it snaps twice, it tends to snap again and again right on cue. If anybody falls slightly on his clavicle, it just snaps.
Maybe he had a plate put in it. Maybe it was a different one. Is it the same one?
Huh?
Was it the same collarbone?
I can't remember, but Tony Romo had both of them, and it just kept snapping like a toothpick.
Well, Tony.
And after a while, he just couldn't play anymore because it just kept snapping.
No, the back.
Huh? Guess how many times Tom Brady has snapped his collarbone? Zero.
Because if you look at it, Tom Brady, they'll throw a flag. They'll let you hit Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
If Barr would hit Tom Brady like that, that's a 4-game suspension.
Well.
So y'all got some due on it or not?
No, because he don't want none.
We got enough due. I'm going to hold off on that because
Right.
your odds would be better than
Maybe
mine.
some more due later.
I'm going to get it.
Next up, though,
Okay.
was LeBron sending a message to Vegas yesterday? We'll discuss it next with our own Chris Broussard on Undisputed.
No mercy.
Nobody makes an entrance quite like LeBron James. He showed up at the Lakers Summer League game yesterday to a standing ovation. Then he sat courtside wearing those purple and gold Lakers shorts. He also hugged his teammate Brandon Ingram and even chatted up Ty Lue after the game. We're joined now by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Chris, what do you make of LeBron showing up at the Summer League game?
Well, look, I liked it. I think it was
Loved
a
it.
great message to send to your new teammates. The best player in the world, the leader of your team, going to watch guys that are representing the Lakers, most of whom won't even be on the team. And you're going there to watch. I think it was a great message for Jason Hart and for Josh Hart and for Brandon Ingram. Look, LeBron is great at building team chemistry and camaraderie. He will probably have a separate handshake with every player on the team. He'll probably buy them some type of gift. Last year it was the different types of suits with the team. In the past, it's been the headphones. This was the first step in building that chemistry.
Leadership. That's what leadership
That's right. I thought it was good. Secondly, LeBron's always, he's got a little marketing and he's obviously got his ego. I think he wanted to set a new trend. Because you rarely see people wearing, like, real game-type basketball
Especially
shorts.
out in public.
Yeah, exactly.
Around the house, we cool.
They might wear gym shorts, but not that type of, like.
Dude.
And so I think he was trying to see if I can see how far my juice goes. Let me start a trend. You said they sold out online.
They sold out. $500 a pair.
Yeah, so, and
I tried to get a pair.
Did you try to get
You
some?
have them on underneath there?
No, I tried to get a pair. They sold out, Skip.
He got his pajamas. I bet you got your Lakers pajamas on.
Right.
You watch the NBA. NBA going to start marketing them too.
I do think this too. Maybe it was an olive branch to those Lakers / Kobe fans who, there's been the mural's been defaced twice. They might be upset that he didn't go to the pizza party. And some Kobe ones are just skeptical in general that he's here.
Okay.
So maybe that was a sign that, look, I'm all in on the Lakers. I'm a Laker. All right, I'm in the legacy of Kobe Magic.
Even
Shaq.
without a press conference, I'm a Laker. I'm all in. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not backing out of it. I'm not pulling a DeAndre Jordan, giving you a verbal handshake. I done signed the paperwork. I'm a Laker, Skip Bayless.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn. It's my turn now because I'm going after
Oh,
Chris.
my goodness. Oh, Lord.
I don't make too much of this. I like Ty Lue getting him a hug. Ty Lue say, bruh, why don't you get me up out of here with you? You know, I'm on borrowed
He
time.
might have said that.
I'm on borrowed time.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking about this all last night, all today. I wouldn't want to spend 1 hour as LeBron James because everything he does is critiqued.
There's no question.
There's no way I want that in my life.
It's also publicized.
I don't care.
But not just, look, LeBron does like the spotlight.
Yeah.
He likes creating some drama. But it's not his fault necessarily that everything he does.
Everything.
We're talking about LeBron James watching a game.
Watching the game.
Not a game.
No.
We're talking about him watching the game, not playing the game, right? Watching the game.
I can see if he showed up to watch a football game or a baseball game. He showed up to watch a game that he plays. He's
Summer
watching.
League.
He's watching the team that he's affiliated with. Now, if he shows up and the Lakers are not involved, and he's watching the Cavaliers, now we talking about something. Why you showing up watching the Cavaliers in Lakers shorts? Right. Okay, now you got my joy. I'm like, okay, bro, what's going on, bro? Something you trying to tell me something? But the dude show up in the game with them nice, you see them shoes, them purple kicks. I think I'm gonna get me a pair too, Lisa.
By the way, they play tonight, in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Lakers,
Will
Cavs.
he be there?
Is he going to show up?
No.
You know his agenda. What is it?
He's not coming.
He's out?
Because he don't want to overshadow. He don't want to overshadow. Let them have them. I came yesterday.
Really?
Y'all saw me. I'm gone.
Is that a report?
That's his report.
No.
That's a report.
So look.
Is he afraid to see just how good Colin Sexton might be? Maybe.
He wished Colin Sexton. He wished the Cavaliers all the
Sexton played well.
He has very well.
But LeBron is enjoying his time. He's on the Amalfi Coast. He's been doing his thing. He ready to get back. He's like, okay, Josh Hart, I can work with you, bro. Brandon Ingram, go on and get that. Go to an In-N-Out Burger and get you 5 double-doubles and start eating, bro, because I need you to put on some weight, get some bricks in your back pocket. Kuzma, I know you putting that work in. Let go to work. That's what he said.
By the way, you know who needs to go to In-N-Out and get 5 double-doubles? Is LeBron.
Stop it!
Does he not look weirdly skinny? What happened?
As you get older,
What
that's
happened?
what you do. You take the weight off.
Oh, that's what I've been trying to tell you when you make fun of me for being skinny, right?
Skip, you always been skinny. Oh, Skip, you finally up to 160 pounds. You was 140.
He's cut, though.
No, 140.
Completely ripped.
Skip is cut.
Yeah, he's cut.
He's ripped.
Round ripped.
Oh, dang. Oh, man.
So, the first answer to this question is, LeBron James is a gym rat. He loves basketball. He's always watching basketball at home, and he has made several appearances at Summer League games because he just loves to sit and watch.
Yes.
I don't disagree. It was a good gesture for Josh Hart because Josh Hart looks like he's going to be a player.
He looks like he's a part of their
He's part of their rotation. I don't even know if he can be a starter. Again, I'm shocked that he fell all the way to the bottom of the first round. He's Big East Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Not an explosive athlete, but he's 6'5", like 210 or 15, and he's got a man's body, and he will defend like crazy. Will he help this team? Now, he's a sophomore, obviously, so he's playing among freshmen mostly. So is he going to be the MVP? He could be of the Summer League, but you poo-pooed Lonzo being MVP last year, right? You said nobody plays in the Summer League.
He's also a part of. He might be a part of that package they put together to get Kawhi.
He might
So
be.
we need him to
No,
keep
he might be
showcasing, keep
playing
doing
his
what
way
he's
right
doing.
out of L.A. I don't know. But the point is that LeBron is stressed out because he's been making a lot of movie deals the last week or so in L.A., and he needed a break. He needed a break. He went to Vegas for a little.
Here, man.
Vegas for a break, right?
He needed a quick break. He's got the private jet. It's, like 35, 40 minutes,
Yeah.
like,
Up, down.
up and
Well, you
down.
got to get
You're
to
there.
Van Nuys because I'm sure he's flying
He's
out
going
of
out of Van Nuys, so that's
Yeah.
got to go over the mountain, right?
Taxing.
Yeah.
It could be, but I'm sure he had a good time, unless he flew straight back last night. It's a nice getaway to Vegas, and I get that. The hat on backward, at some point you realize you just outgrow it. You can't wear your hat on backwards.
Yes, you can. Ken
In your
Griffey-
17th, 18th year, I
about
just don't
Griffey?
know.
Your guy, Michael Jordan, would wear that Kango backwards.
Yes.
Remember that? It wasn't a baseball
Tango,
hat,
but not a baseball.
but it was
What about
still-
Griffey? What about Griffey?
That
What
was-
about Griffey?
I used to criticize him for that because at some point you're not the kid anymore.
But he's still.
And I used to blast Tony Romo. He'd be like 35 years old, and you can't put your cap on backwards.
Stop.
There's a limit. You just outgrow it.
Stop.
You can't act like you're a little
He's
kid.
only 33.
Well, I'll tell you
Still
what.
a youngster.
Seems a lot
Well, how
older.
about this here?
Yeah,
Well, how
in
about
real
this
life,
here,
he's a
Chris?
youngster.
After you get a certain age, you should stop working out. You shouldn't be as cut anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
At some point in time, being cut just ain't doing it.
So, and it still smacks of that he made a deal with Jeannie Buss. Well, I'm not going to do a welcome to L.A. press conference, which would be huge for the Lakers. It would be huge nuclear attention, worldwide attention, because LeBron would finally speak. He said, well, I'll wear your shorts. I'll wear your shorts, which is good, because he's going to sell a lot of product.
Theoretically, that's
man.
not Lakers shorts. They just made those. Lakers shorts are not like that. They don't have the
Can't
Lakers.
don't they get a cut of that?
Who?
The Lakers.
Those were unique. Like you
Yeah,
said, Lakers.
the
in
Lakers
the
in the front. I'm saying the NBA is gonna start doing. They're gonna put them on.
You think? I don't
You
think
remember Mellow Hoodie? They didn't have no hoodies. Now what do all the uniforms got?
I just can't see them putting the team name on the front of the
Why
shirts.
not?
It just
That
seems
has to be
crazy.
a Laker.
So did hoodie sweat jacket seem crazy, didn't it?
Nah, hoodies. That's just me. I just don't see it.
You don't think this is a Laker production? Like he unveiled the new shorts?
No.
What?
That was a collab with Mitchell and Ness and Don C. That's not
think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I tried to get
the
the
Lakers
shorts.
are going to get a cut of this,
Yeah,
right?
they
There
get
is talk about them changing their uniforms
Everything.
to some degree.
Yeah, they get a
Old
cut,
school or something.
but not the cut that they would get if it was their situation, Skip. That's
Okay.
not that
If it was the NBA.
Right. That's not an NBA
Okay.
issued apparel.
But of course, once again, LeBron refused the media comment as he left. So I
What
don't
you
know.
wanna-
When's he going to speak?
No.
What's going on?
I don't think he's going to speak until probably
Camp opens?
Might be training camp. Maybe September, maybe late September.
What you want me to say? What you want me to say?
Or more likely.
What
training
just
camp.
happened?
What just happened?
Yeah.
Well, I spent 4 years in Cleveland. I realized we
Oh,
were
so you're his mouthpiece now?
yeah. I spent 4 years in Cleveland. I had to accomplish all I could
Yeah.
do there. We were hamstrung, so
Yeah.
it was just best for me and my talents to chase titles. And
So, LeBron, how do you feel about not having a second star going into next year?
I'm good with that because I get criticized.
He's acting like
because this is what happens.
There you go.
Keep going.
This is LeBron. See, this is the problem that I have with everybody. Because when I went and joined D. Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami, you said I didn't like to compete because I was joining a ready-made team. Now I go to the Lakers, they don't have they said now I'm not competitive. I don't care about anything. So he's like, how can I win?
So, LeBron, is it possible you just wanted a honeymoon year without any
I don't do
pressure
honeymoon.
and expectation next
Savannah
year?
and I went on honeymoon years ago. I don't do honeymoon.
You don't
periods.
do them anymore?
No.
Sounds like you just took one.
No, I ain't taking watching.
LeBron, it seems like you have 1 foot in basketball and 1 foot in Hollywood now. If you all these movie deals on the
Both
front
of my
burner.
feet about to be in the NBA's Western Conference, but that's where both of my feet about to
Really?
be. Yeah.
So, are you predicting you're going to win the Western Conference this year?
No.
I'm interviewing LeBron
No.
James. This is a first for me. It's great.
But I tell you what, Skip Bayless.
What?
Before I retire, I guarantee you I have me a title out of the Western Conference. As a matter of fact, Shannon Sharp, I think he said something like 36. So yeah, in 3 years, I'm gonna have a title.
How close are you and Shannon Sharp, actually?
Very close. That's my dog.
End quote.
That was
End
great.
quote.
I finally got to
quote.
interview LeBron.
Exclusive,
My
right here.
life has been made.
Yeah, but Chris, you know I'm telling the truth. He went to Miami and he joined up. There's like, he don't even want competition. He just want to run roughshod. Now he goes to L.A. They got no second star. Oh, he ain't competitive.
I agree.
He
But
shut
why
it
not
down.
look at it and say he's taking on the challenge?
Yeah.
Of winning, going to the West, the better conference, winning the championship without
Winning
a
it.
second star.
Speaking of the challenge, Ebony, what's next?
All right, next
we
up.
got something here.
Chris is going to stick
Yeah.
with us right
I can't
here.
wait to hear what they say about this.
How many years is it going to take for the Lakers to be a serious title contender?
Magic
That's up for
says-
debate.
Not long.
That's next on Undisputed.
Not long.
No mercy. Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back again tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports, one of one.